Well, most people, when you mention an organ, they think of something, they think of church. But this is a totally different entity when you get a theatre organ, a totally different voice. Basically the same as a church organ or a classical organ. But these were actually, they were invented because when the silent films were in, they used to have orchestras who played to the silent film. But of course, as time went on, the cost kept going up and up and up for the orchestras, and they invented the cinema organ. And the cinema organ replaced the orchestra. Now, it used to be known as the one-man band, simply because you could do anything with a cinema organ. It's got drums, cymbals, bells, tambourines, so it literally could be controlled by one man. So it was the one-man band. The organ that we have here dates from 1936. It originally was commissioned for the cinema, the Ambassador Cinema in Hounslow on the outskirts of London. And it lived there quite happily and played for the enjoyment of the patrons for about 40 years. Then of course in the early 80s, the beginning of the 80s, the bottom fell out of the cinema world, and of course the Ambassador closed and the organ was taken out. But in the meanwhile it was stored in a barn close to that, a farmer's shed basically. The organ itself lay neglected and forgotten in the shed for about 17 years. Ernie Watson, the owner of Movieland here, got to hear about it, went over to see it, purchased it and brought it back here to the province, to Northern Ireland, where in actual fact, again, it was placed in storage, awaiting the completion of Movieland, the complex that we're in at the moment, and its own eventual restoration and installation here in the cinema complex where it is today.